Space! The space whiskey is about to land back home, if home is Kazakhstan. About 3 years ago, a vial of malt whiskey from Scotland's Ardbeg distillery was launched to the International Space Station to test how the whiskey would age in space with anti-gravity instead of what we have on Earth, and testing what we know about that. And now it's going to come home, and we're going to taste it. And well, not we, but someone's going to taste it and tell us if it's terrible or great.
Is it up there with astronauts somewhere, or is it just in its own little pod going around?
Well,
where is
ISS,
it?
and there are
so there's
astronauts
astronauts. I think they've been drinking it. I think this is just a big ruse for them to get sprunk. Which is space drunk.
They didn't send like a whole cask, though. They just sent a vial. So
who would do that?
I know, right? If you're gonna send whiskey to space, send a substantial amount.
I think they knew the
astronauts
astronauts were gonna get in.
Maybe that's all that's left. It's just a vial. So they're like, we only sent a vial.
What happened to the barrel we sent? So they're sending it with a little bit of cork, I believe.
Some charred oak.
Yes, charred oak,
for
not
flavor.
cork. Wait, that's wine. I'm sorry. I'm a little messed up. And I haven't even had any sprunk making liquids today before the show. So I'm a little bit, generally I'm into even oblique research studies, but I'm not sure I believe in this. I feel like it might be a little bit of a PR campaign for this distillery.
Yes, exactly. That's what I thought when I read this. I was kind of like, really, guys? And the guy says something like,
okay,
amazing.
no.
Hold on, where's this quote? Because it's unbelievable. It's so funny.
Here, read this quote.
This guy who runs the distillery is out of his mind. He's like, this is one small step for man, but one giant leap for whiskey. Okay, I think. Okay, this is a whole thing. There's Einstein was talking about, with twins, if we were to keep one twin on Earth and one in space, that the one that goes around and light speed would end up being the same age, would look the same, and the one on Earth would have aged. So I'm kind of curious if this is even going to age at all.
Well, if it doesn't, then we've discovered the secret behind anti-aging and why skin people hate this guy.
It's whiskey.
Speed of light.
Yeah.
But
the International Space Station is not traveling at the speed of light, or near the speed of light.
I don't think we're doing that at all.
It would be really great,
but that's
though,
okay.
if it were.
I mean, there are other tests like this that they did. They had those cherry blossom seeds that they had up in space, and they came back down, and then they flowered like 4 years earlier than a normal cherry blossom seed would have. And they had the thing where like there were hot pockets up there, and when they came back down to Earth and they ate them, they were like super gross.
But no, they're gross on Earth.
Well, they're hot pockets. Yeah, of course.
So I'm just saying. I mean, science is blazing new trails.
Tim, I don't remember this hot pocket study.
Really? No.
Who was like, you know what we got to do?
Kind of a big deal.
Send hot pockets to space.
Yeah.
That's sponsored by Hot Pockets Inc.
Because this is one giant leap for Hot Pockets. I mean,
I hate Hot Pockets, and I'm sorry that it went in this direction.
that comments are going crazy. They're like, I love Hot Pockets.
Their marketing strategy is to say that they're hot, and that's not up to them, that's up to us. So I don't like it.
Do you like cold pockets?
I don't like any pockets, except for like clothing.
This joke really got away from me.
Yeah. Anyway. Whiskey. I love whiskey, as some of you in this room know. I'm still dubious about this study, this so-called study. That is coffee. I get to have that.
Coffee.
But Tim, you seem like you think that we can learn some more about sending the whiskey to space if you're using the cherry blossom analogy.
Yeah, send all the things to space. See what happens. Bring them back.
Everything?
Science,
all
yeah.
the things.
Let's do it.
Like what else would you want to
Space
put into
sex
space?
geckos.
Space geckos.
Rest in peace.
I wonder if we could brew coffee better in zero gravity. That would be cool.
Maybe. I'd feel happier about this if it weren't sponsored by this guy who's saying it's a giant leap for whiskey.
It's pretty ridiculous, I gotta say.
Whiskey's never been to space before. That's a pretty big leap. That's all I'm saying.
That you know of.
That I know of.
Yeah,
All
exactly. Right. There's not some astronaut taking a flask up. I mean, he's up there for a long time. She's up there for a long time, and they're just looking down at Earth, going like, "I wonder what everybody's doing on a Friday." You know? I mean, being in space is cool and stuff. Don't get me wrong, but You got to get a little
what if you were
bored
drunk?
after a while, and you got a little stir crazy up there. Don't you want to drink a little whiskey?
Well, that's another discussion. Should astronauts be able to be drunk? The moral implications. But not so much. What do you think of this space whiskey study, and do you think it has more merits than I do? You might not. Let us know what you think below in the comments, and please be sure to subscribe.